Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a full forensic sweep of the GTA 6 leaks. What was real, what was fake, who leaked what, how the community reacted, and what all of it actually taught us about Rockstar's next game. I'll walk you through the timeline, the big 2022 breach, the smaller screenshot and map of leaks, the trailer spoilers, the domain discoveries, and the line between rumor and confirmed fact. By the end, you'll be able to tell the difference between a believable leak and a fan-made fake, and know what to trust going forward. Let's start at the beginning. The origin story. The infamous September 2022 leak on 18 September 2022, the internet exploded. A user going by TipaTuber hacker dumped a massive set of internal Rockstar materials, reportedly over 90 video clips and development assets that appeared to come from internal builds. The footage showed early prototypes of environments, characters, vehicles, and UI that fans quickly tied to a Vice City-era project. This wasn't a single screenshot or a rumor. It was hours of developer footage, and it spread everywhere almost immediately. GTA Wiki why that mattered. The leak gave people a rare peek at pre-launch development in motion, debug overlays, early animation rigs, and character prototypes. It also catalyzed the modern GTA 6 fandom, making many of the franchise's future decisions feel pre-leaked to long before any official reveal. The leak had huge consequences for Rockstar, legal investigations, reputational damage, and an industry-wide conversation about developer security. Major outlets covered it as one of the largest leaks in gaming history. The Guardian, what the clip showed, briefly, glimpses of a tropical coastal area that fans read as Vice City. A female protagonist in multiple scenes, raw vehicle physics, debugged text, and early mission prototypes. Importantly, because these were development builds, they were noisy, unfinished, and often contained art assets that would eventually change. Who did it and why the hack was so weird over the months following the breach, more details emerged. Investigations suggested the leak's origin wasn't a physical break-in, but a social engineering attack. The hacker allegedly used credential theft and Slack access to pull content from internal channels. Reporting on the incident explored how a single successful phishing or tricked login can expose vast swaths of a studio's private work. The Guardian Plus one, there were multiple suspects and a complex legal trail. Some named individuals were later charged. Others were accused in forums, but never legally tied to the incident. The lesson for the industry was simple and brutal. Even tiny lapses in homework security can yield enormous, irreversible leaks. Rockstar and its parent Take-Two had to do crisis control and legal response while the material continued to circulate. What from that 2022 dump turned out to be true? Fast forward to when Rockstar began officially showing the world what GTA 6 actually is. Over time, elements from that 2022 footage, especially the look of certain characters, the Vice City setting vibes, and some environment shapes, matched the official trailers and press. That created an odd outcome. Parts of the original leak, which at first felt like unverified noise, started to line up with the game Rockstar later showed publicly. For example, core iconography and some character designs echoed the leaked footage enough that many outlets and fans treated the original material as at least partially legitimate. GTA Wiki important caveat: development footage is fluid. Characters, mission mechanics, and even whole towns get redesigned. So while the leak gave a directional look at the project, it wasn't a finished product, and Rockstar's released trailers have polished and changed many things from those early clips. The small leaks, screenshots, short clips, and how to spot a fake after the big 2022 event, dozens of smaller leaks popped up. Single screenshots, short gameplay clips, or images posted to social media. These ranged from convincing to obviously fake. Here's how the community, and you, can evaluate them. Look for debug overlays in dev UI. Real dev footage often includes console text, variable dumps, or frame counters. That's a sign it's from inside the build, not just a doctored image. But fakers learn to replicate or remove these overlays, so this alone isn't proof. The original 2022 clips contained exactly this kind of developer console text. Check resolution, lighting, and compression artifacts. Many fakes are upscaled or composited from other games. Odd lighting or mismatched textures is a giveaway. Reverse image search the source. Often a supposed a new screenshot is a crop, filter, or rework of an earlier leak or even another game. Read the timeline. Fakes frequently appear right before an official reveal to chase clicks. When a reputable outlet corroborates a screenshot, it's more likely to be real. Several high-profile screenshots that circulated in late 2023-2024 created waves. Some were quickly debunked, others were plausible and later matched elements from official trailers or domain discoveries. Leaks, how big will GTA 6 be? A favorite leak type is the map rumor or a mapping project. Community mappers began reverse engineering leaked footage to infer the approximate scale and layout of GTA 6. Multiple map renditions circulated. Some claimed GTA 6's world would be 60-70% larger than GTA V's map, with a return to a modern-day Vice City and surrounding islands. These reconstructions used visual clues, from leaked footage and trailer shots to guess coastline shapes and major landmarks. Some community projects were impressively thorough and are still being iterated by fans. Elabos plus one reality check. Map reconstructions are educated guesses. They're fun and often directionally right about where landmarks sit, but they rarely represent final content, interior spaces. Still, these projects are useful because they force the community to analyze architecture and geography, and sometimes they reveal consistent patterns across multiple leaks. The character rumors. Jason and Lucia, one of the most discussed leak topics was the characters, in particular two names that kept appearing in rumor threads. Jason and Lucia. Initially, they were part of community lore from leaked footage and forum sleuthing. Months later, official materials and trailers revealed protagonists named Lucia Caminos and Jason Duval were very similar, which validated early community guesses about central characters. Though the official story and relationships were more polished and clearer than early leaked snippets implied, that confirmation gave the community both vindication and an unsettling sense that the 2022 content had contained kernels of truth. The gamer people often confuse a leak accuracy with a complete correctness. Early leaks teased relationship beats, possible romance mechanics, and criminal affiliations, some of which were reshaped or expanded in the official trailers. That's typical. Prototypes hint at possible systems, but developers iterate a lot. Trailers and the leak-to-trailer moments, the next wave of leaks revolved around trailer content. Sometimes trailers themselves were leaked before Rockstar intended to release them, either via embargoes breaking at retailers, accidental uploads, or people reposting unlisted footage. When that happened, it created confusion about whether the source was an internal leak or a simple premature public upload. In a couple of high-profile cases, footage surfaced hours before Rockstar's planned reveal, and Rockstar chose to proceed with the official drop anyway to control the narrative. Important leaked trailer clips that match official trailers are obviously legitimate in content, but the context, what happens before and after a clip, can still be missing. Trailers are cut to tell an emotional story. Likes often present fragments without that editorial framing, causing speculation. Domain registrations and parody websites. One of the smarter forms of non-media leaks is domain sleuthing. Independent trackers found domain names that seem to be Rockstar parodies or in-universe services. Think whatup.app, Ridame app, BuckMe. App tied to Take-Two's name servers or moved to corporate monitoring services. These domain finds are notable because they're traceable public records. Whois entries, DNS histories, and name server changes are proof that something was registered and connected to Rockstar or partners, even if the domain contents were just placeholders. That kind of leak is often more reliable than a single screenshot because domains are infrastructural and leave a digital trail. TechRadar Plus One domains like these typically foreshadow in-game parody services. GTA is famous for satirizing apps, social networks, and the gig economy. When domains are tied to corporate name servers or mark monitor type protection services, it's strong evidence the publisher was reserving in-universe assets or protecting IP ahead of launch. The map size proof debate. How much did community mappers get right? Community mapping projects took leaked footage and trailers and tried to stitch world geometry into a full map. Some mappers were later validated on major details, coastline curves, certain landmark positions, while interior density and remote islands remain speculative. The important takeaway: the crowd can be excellent at pattern recognition and at reassembling 2D clues into plausible maps, but they can't access internal streaming or the final state of areas hidden behind development toggles. Treat these maps as a best guess blueprints, not blueprints of the final product. Illiboss Plus 1, leaks vs. spoilers, what's immoral or illegal, and what's just talk we should pause for ethics and legality. There's a moral line between discussing publicly available content and actively redistributing stolen internal builds, or personally identifying and doxing developers. The 2022 leak crossed that line. It was theft of private property and caused real harm. Many creators and outlets chose to report on the leak without hosting or uploading the raw files. Others debated whether watching leaked material was ethically defensible. The legal reality is also clear. Selling or redistributing hacked proprietary code or internal builds can be illegal. News coverage focused on analysis and context, not on redistributing stolen assets. The Guardian Plus 1 for creators. Link to public reporting. Don't host stolen footage and avoid glorifying criminal acts. For viewers, enjoy the final game when it's out. The studio's work is valuable. Recent mini leaks 2024-25. Screenshots, short clips, and soundtrack hints after the first big breach. Smaller leaks continued. Many were fans raising theories. A few were plausible screenshots that matched in-game shots released later. And some were complete fabrications. A newer type of leak also became common: soundtrack hints and cameo confirmations. Artists claiming their song will appear, or small PR-friendly leaks where collaborators teased involvement. These often leak via interviews or social posts, and are less harmful than stolen dev builds, but they can still be inaccurate or premature. A handful of musicians have suggested their tracks or cameos might appear, which creates excitement, but not confirmation. Be skeptical until Rockstar confirms via trailers or official track lists. Games Radar Plus. Fan makes, AI upscales, and misinformation as the community's appetite grew. So did the number of fan-made assets. AI upscales of old footage, photorealistic renders, and entirely fabricated scenes meant to look like leaks. AI tools can now convincingly place characters into photoreal backgrounds, which makes vetting harder than ever. The best defense is cross-referencing. If multiple independent, high-quality outlets corroborate a detail, it's more likely true. If only anonymous social accounts post it, assume it's suspect. What the leaks did right, and what they got wrong, what they got right. Directional design cues, the Vice City tone, neon coastal areas, were plausible and later mirrored by official assets. GTA Wiki Plus 1, some character names and archetypes from leaks matched later official reveals, which suggests the leaked builds were indeed legitimate early assets rather than random fakes. The gamer what they got wrong or exaggerated. Concrete mechanics and mission specifics. Prototypes can show an idea that never ships. Some persons tied to leaks were later proven unconnected, or the leak origin stories weren't verified. Map scale and interior detail were often exaggerated by community reconstructions. How journalists handled the leaks and why it mattered, responsible journalism mattered here. Quality outlets reported on the leaks without rehosting stolen footage, focused on the legal and security implications, and used trusted sources. That approach stopped sensationalism from becoming a free-for-all. The balance was inform the public about the existence and impact of the leak, while avoiding enabling theft. The wider debate taught the industry how to talk about leaks ethically. The Guardian Plus 1, but timeline summary, leaks, confirmations, and official release trail. Quick timeline recap for those who want the quick version. Sept 2022, massive developer footage leak, big, credible, and widely distributed. Sparked the modern wave of GTA 6 fandom and mapping projects. GTA Wiki 2023-2024, smaller screenshots and clips circulated, domain registrations and in-universe site finds appear, community maps proliferate, Tech Radar plus one official trailers. As Rockstar began releasing trailers and screenshots, many earlier claims were validated directionally. Characters, setting, and aesthetic, while mechanics and plot details were confirmed or corrected by official media. Games Radar Plus, practical takeaways. How to evaluate future leaks. If you want to separate the wheat from the chaff in future leak storms, use this checklist. Source: is the leak hosted by reputable outlets or only on anonymous social accounts? Corroboration: do multiple independent trackers or reputable journalists confirm it? Traceability: can you trace domains, server records, or files to known corporate infrastructure? Domains are often the most verifiable. The Tech Radar technical signs. Does the content include dev overlays or debug text consistent with pre-release footage? Ethics. Is the content stolen? If so, don't redistribute it, report on it responsibly instead. What the leaks mean for Rockstar. And for you, leaks forced Rockstar to accelerate some messaging and to manage narrative control. They also exposed security gaps the wider industry took note of. For players, there's a double-edged sword. Leaks can spoil surprises and reveal neat behind-the-scenes details that attract hype. Personally, I believe the best experience is waiting to play the finished game. But it's perfectly valid to discuss the leaks in a critical, contextual way like we are now. Final verdict: real or fake? Short answer: both. The 2022 materials were real development footage and they revealed early content. That's factual and was corroborated by independent reporting. Many subsequent screenshots and claims range from genuine to plausible to outright fabricated. Over time, the official releases confirmed several core elements hinted at in the leaks: the setting, some character designs, and the tone, but they also polished or changed almost everything else. So the most useful approach is to treat leaks as partial windows into development, not as blueprints of the final game. GTA Wiki plus one. Closing: how to cover leaks on your channel. If you're a creator covering game leaks, don't host stolen files. Link to reputable reporting instead. Cite your sources. Name the outlets that corroborated the leak. Offer context. Is this an early dev build? A domain find? Fan art? Protect privacy. Don't amplify doxed information about developers. That's the full breakdown. The timeline, what was real, what was fake, and how to read future leaks. If you want, I can turn this into timestamps, thumbnail text, or in SEO-optimized video description for your upload. Smash the like if you learned something, subscribe for more deep dives, and tell me in the comments which leak surprised you the most: the 2022 footage, the map mappers, or the domain discoveries.